I realized my camera cut out. Um, when I met them at the pet store, they were together. They were cuddling together. They were preening each other. They were holding each other, and they just seemed to have genuine love for each other. And so Fred and Ethel, I thought I thought Ethel was a girl, and I thought Fred was a boy. And so I named them Fred and Ethel after, of course, the I Love Lucy characters that were married. And Fred was kind of tiny and bald, and Ethel was this big, like, pompous bird. And so I thought that fit those characters very well. And then it turns out that Ethel's probably a boy anyway because of the fact that she sings a lot and just her color markings, even though they look female, she's probably a boy. None of my birds lay eggs, so I'm assuming they're all boys. But, I mean, essentially, I got them because they could care for each other, even if I was not there. And I really wanted to have some pets, but I also really wanted the pets to have each other. And that was really what drew me to them as a pair. And I didn't intend on getting any more birds at that time, and I didn't intend on getting any cats, but of course we know that changed. But in general, it's hard because, like I said, that's my child, and then my child is suffering, is sad and confused and wants to know where Fred is, and he's gone. And I think it's going to be like this for a while. I think she's going to be very loud and confused and sad for a while, and then I think after she realizes he's not coming back, she's going to become depressed. Even though she has other birds in the cage, she has Zephyrus actually in the cage, and there's another bird that's in another cage, so she has other birds that she could hear and interact with, and see. It's not the same for her. And something else that my friend and I discussed was that, like, in moments of loss, this is more of a personal thing, not Ethel, related to Ethel, but in moments of loss, if we don't have good coping skills, especially if we were raised in an environment where we aren't taught to have self-value, we're not raised to appreciate ourselves, to have care for ourselves, to have compassion for ourselves, then it can be very confusing in times of loss when you lose somebody. Especially, I lost Fred. He was only like 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, something like that. I didn't have him very long. I'd have to think about the math. I think probably 10 years old, because I think I got them in 2007 or 8. So he was 10 or 11, and he could have lived until 25. And so then I think, well, why didn't he live till 25? Was I not feeding them the right food? Did I not love them enough? Did they not feel that they were paid attention to as much as they should have? Like, what is it that caused him to pass away at such a young age? And, all of those what ifs are very illogical. And despite the fact that I know that, I'm still going to ask those questions. I'm still going to blame myself. And being a religious person, discovering my religion has not really helped with that, to be honest. My religion has taught me that we don't know what happens after we die. We just know that we don't know. Which isn't super comforting if you're looking for solace, right? So I'm going to ask those questions, and even though I feel like the world, the earth, the universe moves in ways that cannot be changed, that everything happens for a reason, I still wonder, why did he die so early? Because he did not deserve that. He never did anything to anybody. And now Ethel has to suffer because of that, because he passed away. So then, of course, I want to blame myself and make myself feel bad for that. And I know I don't need to, and I shouldn't, but just the way that I've grown up without self-compassion puts me in that position. And so I'm struggling with that today, and I'm struggling with Ethel being sad as well.